believe that the divine has already arranged some provisions considered suitable for your development as an individual soul? Perhaps they have been arranged in chronological order appropriate to each level in your development. In the next 5 parts, we will delve into the 8 divine arrangements right away. Please continue to follow along. The first divine arrangement. The solution to the descent. The simple definition of descent is the tendency of a soul to become assimilated with the world it is exploring. The solution to the descent and its accompanying belief in separation from God is manifested as a program deeply engraved and imprinted in the DNA of those souls. Without this intervention mechanism, the soul's evolutionary decision would be entirely left to free will. In the next few million years of souls being emitted from God, many souls became too immersed in the lower densities that they might never remember their divine origin. Therefore, they would not know what to do to free themselves from the slavery of assimilation with material form. So simultaneously with the descent, a solution to this problem was already in place. In infinity, all time is happening right now. So ultimately, there is no interruption between the problem and the solution. The solution is a series of imprints and complex patterns within the etheric field, which is the light of each soul. It exists in the form of a series of DNA codes and keys activated for awakening at different times. These activations meaningfully affect the function of free will. While a soul still has the ability to refuse to hear the voice of God, this ability lies within the nature of the soul in the form of the ego's voice, which is the part that has assimilated with material form. This refusal will gradually become more difficult through the activation of the codes and keys of ascension. The primary template of ascension is one of the imprinted DNA keys. This template is activated in the 5th divine arrangement, the spiral ascension. We will explore this in the next part. In essence, the first arrangement established an eternal link between the souls that had been separated and their higher selves in densities 5 to 12. While in essence, this link is immortal and can never be broken. The time required on Earth for all souls to re-establish this link might be too long to maintain the creation in any form of the implementation program. But as you know, souls tend to lose direction and everything was entirely entrusted to free will. It seems it would take a very long time, even for the most basic learning to progress. Therefore, God decided to provide a special path to help souls remember and return to oneness, to the source. This first arrangement manifests in some souls as conscience, or as a vague and subtle reminder that there is a better way to live than assimilating with the ego. It is what urges and sustains hopeful faith for you when everything becomes hopeless. The second arrangement is the galactic shift in the form of a periodic or cyclical cosmic event. The galactic shift is a radiation from the central sun of each galaxy. It is the irradiation into the orbiting stars with a burst of radiation frequency at periodic intervals in each rotation of the galaxy. This shift occurs with the stars and solar systems in the spiral arm of the galaxy, in which Earth resides approximately every 108 million years, equal to half a rotation around the central sun. Each time Earth, the stars, and neighboring planets pass through this light radiation, the dominant atomic structures on them will be moved to the next density. To describe the galactic shift, you can draw it as a spiral shape like a spring or a spiral staircase. When you move along the spiral, you return above and above the same point on the spiral. But actually, you are moving to a higher position in that spiral. When you look at your galaxy from a point perpendicular to the spiral plane, it appears only with one dimension of the rotating arm of the spiral. But in reality, the galaxy is very much like a spiral staircase, where each time it rotates, the vibration changes and you appear at a higher point. So essentially, approximately every 108 million years, a shift is made to a higher frequency of light. We will explain the inconsistency in time between the galactic shift and the period of one galactic rotation in the special sections on the next galactic shift of this treatise. The galactic shift is an arrangement designed to create a time limit for how long a soul can linger in a specific world. Without showing clear signs of soul growth and evolution. Because God knew that not all souls were ready to endure this shift in its natural cycle of occurrence. Authority was given to move slower evolving souls to planets in other regions of the galaxy to allow them more time to prepare for the shift. The mechanisms for the shift will be described in detail in subsequent sections. There are teachings on your planet implying that the reason for all problems on Earth ultimately is due to a very large number of slower evolving reincarnated souls being pushed out from other worlds. To some extent, this is true as some souls reincarnating on Earth initially came from worlds that were ready to ascend. But such souls were not ready for the shift and were moved to Earth when their planet ascended. Now they are being given another chance to graduate. And some of them will accomplish it this time. Others will be sent to another, even slower evolving planet for a third chance. In some very rare cases, souls have not progressed after multiple moves to slower evolving planets. It is certainly impossible to delay the experience of galactic transformation. Souls who cannot endure the transformation and whose opportunities for delay have been exhausted. Then they will undergo what is considered the second death. That will be a complete restructuring, or recycling the soul matrix back to God. So its meaning is like starting over with a new soul matrix. Such souls will reintegrate into God and then be reprojected into creation at a later time. These are only cases where souls truly reintegrate back to God, and it, as said before, is extremely rare. The third divine arrangement on the precessional alignment of Earth. God has arranged for each planet caught in the descent an opportunity to make periodic leaps or mutations. By creating a way for each planet to align itself with periodic bursts of energy from the center or near the center of the galaxy. This burst, though smaller than that emitted during galactic transformation, is still very powerful. In the case of Earth, this alignment occurs only once in each precessional cycle of Earth's axis. The mechanism of Earth's axis alignment with these energy bursts will be discussed further in subsequent sections. Approximately every 25,920 years, Earth undergoes an energy transformation to accelerate the evolution of living organisms inhabiting Earth's surface. And just as with galactic transformation, not all living organisms can successfully make the transformation. Many beings will die and have the opportunity to reincarnate at a later time on Earth or on another planet. You may temporarily call this reincarnation, and this will be clarified by us in the following divine arrangement. When souls begin to explore the outer world, they will enter bodies designed by us and other creators for as long as they wish. As soon as the soul sees everything, they will discard the body and return to a pure spiritual state to prepare for the next journey. Theoretically, bodies occupied by those souls could last indefinitely. Even at the beginning, most lasted thousands of Earth years. As time passes and souls become increasingly identified with the lower world they are exploring, their bodies begin to decay and dissolve at an increasingly faster rate. Souls who have entered a lower world, then just a few hundred years later the body will die. They leave behind many lessons now and many unfinished projects, because they have descended very far in vibration. It is nearly impossible to return to the original state in higher density without gathering the soul fragments distributed throughout the lower dimensions. This is the process known as soul fragmentation. To allow souls to complete their missions while simultaneously reuniting with their soul fragments, the wheel of reincarnation was invented. Now souls do not need to return to their higher density home before reincarnating again, since they have lost the ability to do so anyway. Many of them have wandered, become disoriented and confused in the many levels of astral and ether bodies. Now with the rebirth process in place, these souls and soul fragments can re-enter the world they left, thereby continuing their lessons in another body. Souls have been allowed to reincarnate as many times as they feel necessary until they learn all that they desire. Until all their parts and soul fragments are reunited in a chosen whole. As soon as this realization occurs, such souls are free to return to their original state in higher density and continue exploring other worlds at different density levels. The fifth divine arrangement, the spiral ascension. The rebirth process has many benefits, but it is very inefficient because each time a soul reincarnates, almost all memories of past lives are lost or obscured by the veils surrounding planets in lower density. Therefore, a great amount of time and effort is used to relearn and remember lessons from past lives. Furthermore, the processes of birth and death create much trauma along with fragmentation within souls. It is like taking 2 steps forward but stepping back 1 step for each rebirth. Therefore, a process was devised in which a soul could evolve directly to higher density levels without abandoning the physical body form. This enables the soul to proceed into a series of subsequent lessons without having to relearn and remember. Without having to undergo the trauma of birth and death. This process is known as the spiral ascension. Unfortunately, until this day, very few souls can go through this process because it requires a large amount of karma to be balanced. And a certain number of soul fragments must be reunited before that soul has enough energy to perform the transformation. As soon as a soul has sufficient understanding to be able to go through the ascension process, the pre-installed codes including the primary template will be activated, causing an automatic transformation to occur and converting the physical body into a light body that is etheric. A similar process will occur when a soul evolves from a light being to a celestial being. The sixth divine arrangement, collective ascension. When spiral ascension was introduced, the requirements were very strict. A soul had to have almost all karma balanced. All soul fragments reunited and capable of penetrating the veils, causing the inherent forgetfulness in low-density worlds. This was once a difficult task. And until the sixth divine dispensation was issued in 1950, only about 300 souls on Earth successfully escaped the wheel of reincarnation and entered the spiral ascension. These 300 souls were the result of nearly 10 million years of human habitation on Earth. Many of these souls had achieved great understanding. But they lost their bodies when civilizations ended due to natural disasters, wars, or due to intervention by negative aliens or other divine events. The sixth dispensation was essentially a decision by God, stipulating that souls do not need to complete all karma, or reunite every small part of themselves, before being allowed to ascend to the next vibrational levels. The collective ascension, resulting from this dispensation, was planned to occur in stages, starting around 2012 and ending in the mid-2030s. These are only the primary ascension periods driven by transitions. However, souls will continue to ascend between these main waves, but not in numbers as large as in the years 2012, 2017, and 2030. Years corresponding to major divine events. These divine events will transform the electromagnetic field around Earth, thereby promoting changes in human DNA and some other life forms. By 2030, an estimated 15 to 30 million souls will undergo physical ascension on Earth. They enter the fifth density state of thought. As Earth enters the higher frequency band of the galactic transition, scheduled to occur between 2015 and 2035, Earth will primarily be in the fourth density state. Since the majority of souls surviving Earth's changes remain in density 4, except those entering the spiral ascension, they will be in density 5. For those souls unable to make the transition from density 3 to density 4, they will leave Earth to reincarnate on another planet more suitable to their level of soul development. The seventh divine dispensation. The seventh divine dispensation. Direct intervention and support from God. To assist souls in preparing for ascension, and help those souls not yet ready to ascend, but wishing to remain with Earth during the transition from density 3 to density 4. A dispensation was issued allowing beings from higher densities, and even higher densities to intervene in human affairs. This dispensation has two parts. First is guidance and support in the process of growth and evolution. Second is intervention in nuclear weapons programs, electromagnetic field weapons, and chemical weapons on Earth. In the 1940s, when humans began testing nuclear bombs, it was evidence of the ability not only to destroy physical life on Earth, but also to severely affect the ascension capability of souls. These types of weapons destroy the octane and ether fields around Earth, as well as the physical body, while also impacting other neighboring planets. Therefore, extraterrestrial civilizations with advanced technology were permitted to prevent humanity from self-destructing with nuclear weapons. Since the 1940s, many other types of weapons have been added to the proposed intervention list. The decision on which weapons to disable is based on the principle of critical mass. At the time God made this decision, the number of souls that had evolved on Earth at that time was sufficient to warrant such a drastic measure. The peaceful and loving souls on Earth who wish to move into the fourth density along with Earth, as well as those entering ascension, will need safe shelters in various locations across the planet, where they can escape radiation and the electromagnetic fields of the wars. Only weapons systems capable of endangering the entire planet are prohibited. Those with guns are free to fight with traditional weapons, while the more enlightened members of humanity will be guided to safe shelters. This is the process occurring on Earth today. Nuclear weapons have been disabled in 5 different instances since 1962. The Cuban Missile Crisis was the first such intervention. There was subsequent intervention acts carried out in the United States and the Soviet Union. There have also been attempts by the so-called Illuminati and their dark agents to create and disseminate chemical weapons, spreading fear and electromagnetic fields beyond unsuspecting enemies. These types of weapons are a bit more difficult to detect, but God's helpers, using sophisticated clairvoyance and monitoring of the electromagnetic field, have been able to counter any widespread use of these weapons. There are numerous extraterrestrial groups gathered around Earth's electromagnetic grid system, working together to counter electromagnetic weapons and other types that create anomalies in Earth's etheric field. The ley lines and vortices that form Earth's electromagnetic grid are gateways allowing physical and etheric worlds to communicate. Advanced civilizations use these grid lines as entry and exit points to your world. This grid system simultaneously keeps your Earth and its corresponding etheric field balance. If these grids are disrupted at any point, it can severely tear the fabric of space-time and make life on Earth not only unbearable but also disrupt life throughout the entire solar system. Earth's grid system can become unbalanced not only from nuclear and electromagnetic weapons, but also from large amounts of negativity such as fear and thought forms expressed by the many souls engaged in such thoughts. This is why you often have negative vortices in areas where many souls are trapped in negativity. Negativity is defined here as anything in thought that tends to hinder or oppose the natural growth and evolution of a soul. Negative vortices are another reason why groups of enlightened souls intervene in Earth's affairs. The phenomenon known as crop circles that you see in wheat fields is a product of grid work done by certain extraterrestrial groups. When balancing and stabilizing the grid system around your planet, they often leave sacred symbols and nodes behind to help awaken you. These traces left in the fields are formed by creating small vortices with electromagnetic field devices on spacecraft. This is also a device that has been used to move their spacecraft. The specific group responsible for the majority of crop circles are the Pleiadians at density 4, under the supervision of the Arcturians at density 7. The divine arrangement number 8, the arrival of enlightened children. Beginning in the 1950s, it was often noted that to protect free will among Earth's enlightened souls, it was necessary to bring change from within. The best way to do this was to bring highly evolved souls through the reincarnation process, as landing spacecraft on Earth was too risky. And moving freely among flesh and blood humans, although some groups do so. The crowd eagerly agreed when God raised his hand and asked, "Who wants to volunteer to come to Earth and help during this critical time? I only want the best and brightest souls." And now they are here, coming to Earth in large groups, retaining most of their psychic and intuitive abilities. They are peaceful, loving souls who will not tolerate violence and hatred. They understand the risks of coming to Earth and are willing to take the chance that they might get trapped in the veils of illusion. There are 3 waves of these souls. The first wave, indigo, in the surge of children in the 1950s and 1960s. The second wave, crystal, in the 1980s and 1990s. The third wave, rainbow, in the present time on Earth. Each group is, in general, more evolved than the one that came before, to ensure that when Earth's vibration increases rapidly, later souls will have greater opportunities to endure without losing understanding. Many indigo children have now grown up and given birth to crystal and rainbow children. These parents have enough understanding to encourage their children to develop psychic abilities and can naturally activate healing abilities. Some people have developed the ability to move objects with their minds over short distances, and move objects with their minds from long distances. Eventually, some will learn advanced techniques like levitation, teleportation, and transcending limits, contrary to information spread by some groups on Earth. Very few souls have the ability to transform into other life forms. This is an ability almost exclusively for souls who have evolved to density 9 and higher. However, very few souls from these levels are physically present on Earth, as that is very rare. What is misunderstood here is transformation, an incomplete part in the complete domination of humans by non-humanoid alien entities. So how exactly do your souls evolve? And what are we waiting for? Return to OLO 404 in Part 6 to learn some details and structure of this soul evolution. For now, hello and wish you a happy day.